Okay, Dawn, tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, all the good stuff first.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Dawn. I am currently a middle school teacher in Ellicott City. I have two kids. My oldest is in his first year of college, and my daughter is a junior in high school, so that keeps me busy.
Tell us where you were with your health prior to starting the midlife makeover program, with your health, with your mindset, all of that.
I mean, I've always kind of struggled more like the roller coaster thing with my health since my teenage years. But where I really started to struggle was, I guess it started in 2018. My late husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I gained a lot of weight. I couldn't concentrate on myself. So I was taking care of my late husband, my kids, everything else. So I just stopped taking care of myself. So I just gained so much weight. Like I remember we went on a trip out west, and I was sitting on a horse, and I was like, this is painful. I'm so out of shape. I'm so overweight. I kind of hit rock bottom. That was back then. So then I tried, after he died in 2019, I kind of was in my grieving, trying to just survive, phase. But then eventually I started saying, okay, I need to get my life together. And I started another program. And at first it seemed great. I dropped 50 pounds. It seemed like, I was kind of going back and forth a little bit. But then when I decided to stop because I didn't like the food I was eating, and I gained basically 30 pounds back. Um, and that's kind of where I got to the point, again, this was last year, and I was stressed out about getting my son into college and all these different things. And I said before I knew it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm creeping closer to where I was. I could see myself heading back down to that weight I never thought I'd want to be again. And then I saw a Facebook post from my friend Lisa, and I decided to give this a try, and it changed everything.
Tell me first what it means by change everything and how it's different from the other program because there's so many programs out there.
I guess the biggest thing about this program is it's just really empowering and it teaches you things. So what I found is it's more about real life. Like this is not about, oh my gosh, I can't have that, or the guilt and the, oh my gosh, I failed again. It's like, nope. Okay, if I want to go, I plan for it. So if I know I'm going away for a weekend with my friends, I'm going to have a glass of wine. I'm going to have this, but I also work really hard the week before. Or, so it's not like saying you can't have things. I think you guys always say you can have anything you want, but not everything. So that has been so helpful for me. And the other program was basically I had to have every 2 hours you ate and you had to buy their food. It was like a bar or like a powdered mix. And now looking back, I probably was like starving myself with the calories. You weren't encouraged to exercise, really. And I just felt like, no, no, you can't absolutely never have that. And so I would sometimes just get so like crazy, I would binge something. Or so I mean, it did work, but it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't real life. And then by the end, I just got so tired of the food. I was forcing myself to eat it. Now, like on this program, I'm eating lots of things I like. I'm not really hungry. It's just different.
So I love that. And so um, tell us what are your biggest wins?
Um, I guess right now I feel like I'm more in control of my life, which I like. And like I said, it fits with real life. Also, this is exciting. I just found out this, actually was it yesterday, I'm 25 pounds down since I started, and I'm 5 pounds away from my first school weight, which I mean, I started at the end of August. So, and I feel like I'm doing it in a healthy way. So my goal is to kind of lose 1 pound a month, and I've been doing that, and it's been sustainable. So that's been a big win. And then who knows? Maybe I'm, excited just to keep going.
Yeah. You said 1 pound a month. Did you mean 1 pound a week?
Oh my gosh, I meant one
Yeah,
pound.
yeah,
One
yeah. I was like, no, it's fine. But talk to me about your like when you say I'm doing it the right and a healthy way. Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, one thing that was so funny when I first did the interview with you guys, I was a little nervous. And some of the other programs that I did another program where you had to track all the points and things. And I was like, oh, I was so bad at that. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But I'm like, I'm gonna give it a try. And that has been surprisingly, it has been one of the greatest things for me. It's not hard. I'm into a routine. So I track it on the MyFitnessPal app. And I'm like, oh, okay, Dawn, you've been snacking a lot today. And the thing is, you always say is you can't lie to yourself. You have to be like, okay, I know I've had that again, but it's able to say, oh, I'm doing really good, or I'm trying to keep within the calories, and it's not restrictive. Instead, um, it just helps me to say, okay, this is where you're at, this is what you're doing. I don't know, it's helpful for me to see that.
Before you start on the journey, I think like what concerns or doubts kind of creeped in before? What were
Well,
you kind of skeptical about?
well, the first was, like I said, with the counting, which has actually been easier than I thought, and it's been great. Uh,
Yeah.
the second one was probably, it's funny, I had my interview with Sarah, and I was kind of like, I guess I was just coming off so many other programs, and I was like, I don't know. And Sarah looked at me, she said something like, you're worried this isn't going to work. And I was like, yeah, I am. And she just kind of smiled and she's like, it's going to work. And I trusted her and it's working. Um, And then the third thing for me was also kind of intimidating, which I think for a lot of people was the investment, like the cost. Because, I'm a teacher, I've got to take care of my two kids, and I think it was so actually I had someone savings my vacation fund. I was like, I'm gonna give this a try. And my sister-in-law said something really powerful to me. She is a PE teacher. Her health is amazing. And she said, Dawn, you have to invest in yourself and your health. And so after I did that, and then you guys are always having the amazing like Black Friday sales and things, it just made it more affordable, but it also made it important to me that I have to take care of myself. I mean, I'm all my kids have, and it just became a priority to me. So that was definitely a concern, but just all the things that are happening because I've lost weight and feel confidence in myself, and it's been worth it.
So tell us about those things. Like, how did the experience help you overcome everything you're skeptical about or had fear about, like all the things that are happening because you are getting into better shape, not only losing the weight, which is huge, but all those things.
Well, I mean, it's nice to be able to put on clothes. That's huge for me, the clothes. It's because for a while I had the closet, like I don't know if anybody else out there has like the double clothes, like the heavier clothes, the lighter clothes. And it's like I should box them up, but I'm like, I want to wear them. So now I just am feeling comfortable when I put on my clothes. And I'm like, I'm at the point where I am right now where I'm getting ready to go down a size. And it's just like, oh, I feel like I have a whole new closet again. And so that's really empowering for me. Um, and also, this is going to probably, I don't know if this sounds silly, but since I'm a teacher, I always get sick all the time. And this year I did just get the flu, which I get every year. But before that, usually I have colds and I'm just sick all the time. And this has been one of the healthiest years I've been in the beginning of the year. And I think it's because I'm taking care of my body better. So that's been also pretty inspiring for me, just kind of seeing those kind of things. My kids, I'm also trying to help be a better role model. Like my son, who I constantly was trying to get him to go to the gym. Now he is in college, but he started doing more of that and like, so that's also important to me to be a better influence for them. So it's kind of all the little things that come together to help with feeling good. And like you said, having more energy and knowing, you can do it. And it's all about you. For me, I know my excuses, so just taking empowering and saying, hey, what do you want? What is your why?
I I love that. Like, what changed from your mindset while participating?
One of the biggest things is what I eat because, like I said before, I thought it was so restrictive. I don't know if anybody's had Yasso bars yet, but I have one of those things every night. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not, starving myself from the sweet treats and I'm still losing weight and I'm putting more fruits and vegetables in my diet. So really just the food I'm eating and really being conscientious about it has been changed my mindset. I used to do a lot of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go eat that cheesesteak and then this, and then I'd give up. I'd be like, Psh, it's over. Like, why does it matter now? I've already busted all my calories. Now it's kind of like if I do have a little bit more, I'm like, I prepare for it. It's like more thinking about it. So if I'm going to New Year's and I'm going to have some food or more drinks, I prepared for it. But like when you have those calls and things, we set limits and then we stick to them, So being prepared and having more ownership and confidence is kind of also how my mindset has changed.
I love that because I love how we talk about like we can't have drinks. Like I would like I'm not the alcohol police and I love having a glass of wine. Or I always ask this question, like, do we tell you like you can't have this list of food or anything like that? Okay. What is your favorite part of the program or this lifestyle?
Thing about this lifestyle for me is the accountability. I think that was the big piece I was missing with a lot of the other things that I tried. You guys check in almost every day, if not every day. If you we I message you, you come right back, and we do weekly accountability forums, and the app that you have is so easy, so I can go in and easily do my workouts and the encouragement. And sometimes I need tough love, and sometimes I just need the encouragement. And you also have the Facebook groups where like just recently we're setting our 3 months goals. And so like I'm looking at, oh, here I am. Am I getting in my 8,000 steps a day? Am I doing this? So sometimes I feel like before it would kind of just drift off. But with this, it's like, I know Nurit and Sarah are going to check in with me. I'm going to fill out that accountability form. So it gives more accountability to me. And I'm finding I'm changing things into habits, if that makes sense.
I love that with habits because habits is they're so important, right? Because I'm always like, what you do now in 2026 affects how you're going to live in 2036 and 2046. So, last question is, what would you say to someone they've been following us? Maybe they're a new follower, or maybe they've been following us a long time, but they haven't pulled the trigger.
I would say do it. I mean, there are 1,000 different reasons why you shouldn't. And there are probably each one is probably like, yeah, okay, I get that, but just do it. For me, I'm creeping a little closer to 50. As and the I'm just kind of thinking about I just want to be there for my kids. I just want to be healthy. I just want to take control. So I just looked more at the big picture. And this is just something that works for me and connects with me. And you guys are great. And I'm just finding this is working and it's in a real positive way.